to come meet you in your neck of the woods this week?
Greeny, I'm gonna need the Seattle Seahawks defense to come to the front of the congregation right now, because boy, I have to have a word with those boys right there. Okay, listen, I know we always been talking about let Russ cook, and that's been the mantra, but let me tell you, those boys on the other side are getting cooked right now. Josh Allen and those boys, Josh Allen, listen, people, Josh Allen completed over 80% of his balls for 415 yards and 3 touchdowns. Excuse me, this is the National Football League. Okay, this is not 7-on-7 in practice. Over 80% of his balls got completed against the team that had the mantra of Legion of Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not your brother's Legion of Boom right now. We can no longer call them the Seattle Seahawks. They are forever called the Seattle Gullies right now, okay? You cannot get the Seahawks because Seahawks are mean and nasty. Gullies are nice. You can pet them and all that type of stupid stuff. When you let somebody complete 80% of their balls, y'all need to get the hell up out of here thinking y'all playing defense on that side over there. Jamal Adams, okay, all y'all boys, man, get right, because I will come after y'all again if I continue to see that on film. Believe that.
So, Neek and Lewis, I could tell that you are enjoying this week's edition of Neck of the Woods, but it's about to get even better. Because, D. Wood, I'm told that the 2 other people that you want to meet you in your neck of the woods are Rex Ryan and me. Now, what is that about?
Listen, I was eating a breakfast sandwich at the house the other day, and I turn on the TV, and I'm like, what the hell am I seeing from my man Rex and Greeny? Like, what is this crossover dance that Rex was doing? What is this? What the hell is Greeny? Greeny! Is that, wait a minute, hold on. Greeny, what's going on here, Greeny? Fresh, you got the fresh shave. Rex doing some fake Allen Iverson type of dance. Like, what is going on in the set? Like, I need to literally bring my behind back on set to regulate what's going on, because Get Up has lost his damn mind, it seemed like, over the past couple of days. What's happening at Seaport right now?
So
what is this?
Here's D. Wood. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering if he knows of what he speaks.
Look at that. Check it out. Check it out, baby. You see that swag? Now, the T-shirt is a little big and everything. I know everybody will say that. The T-shirt is big, but look at my swag right there. Lou, you see me? Look at that.
Dominique,
you see the rhythm?
Dominique,
you see how breezy I'm looking?
Dominique was very difficult on me. He was tough on me yesterday. Who do you think was the best answer of the 3 of us? We'll get a quick vote. Neek.
D. Wood, obviously. Hands down.
Lewis?
Yeah, Wood, yeah. Woody, you were good, bro. You were good. Greeny, you were serious, though. I can tell you were taking that stuff real serious. I don't know what Rex was doing. Rex was having, I can't articulate what Rex was doing. Besides, whatever, man. Just whatever. That's all I'm going to say is whatever.
Fair enough. We will meet you, D. Wood, in your neck of the woods. All right, let's get back to the NFL here. Let's talk about the Cleveland. No, let's do either or first. Lewis, we're looking at some of the matchups this weekend. Brady versus Bridgewater. Who you got?
Yeah, look, Tom, Tom, when I just talked to Tom Brady just the other week when we were getting ready to do Monday Night Football, look, this guy still is trying to prove to people that he is worthy of being in the NFL and being a starting quarterback. So you think after that performance last week, he is going to come back and not just blister Carolina? I would have a hard time betting against him. If he goes into the office at 5 o'clock every day, he was in there at 4 o'clock this week. I'm going Tom Brady all the way on this.
Dominique, Russell Wilson or Aaron Donald matching up? Who you got?
Give me Aaron Donald. We all know he is unblockable by 1 or 2 people. And you traditionally, when you play him, you try to get rid of the ball quickly. That's not what Russell does. He buys time and makes things happen. I think Aaron Donald, and it's underrated, I think Rams defense, they show up and they play well against the Seattle Seahawks. And I think they even pull out a win.
And then, D. Wood, we come to you for Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield, Texans-Browns. Who you got?
I'm going with Baker Mayfield, and the reason why is because I think that running game is going to help him a lot. And Baker Mayfield, to me, is more of a manager. They won't allow him so many opportunities to screw it up. And I think because of that running game with the Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield will be the more efficient quarterback in that game.
Now, it's a very interesting game and an interesting time for the Browns coming off of their bye. Yesterday, their coach, Kevin Stefanski, was asked if he believes that Baker Mayfield is on the verge of taking a big step in his game. Here is what the coach said.
Baker would tell you there's moments where he was really good and moments that he wants to get better. And I think that's just a great focus for our guys moving forward. We can help him. I know that. We can help him for sure in some of the design, some of the play calls. But I think he's ready to ascend.
All right, so this was interesting. And D. Wood, I was looking through your notes, and you said that it sounded like another quarterback that people talk about sometimes. What was the comparison and the description that you were going to make?
Sound like the quarterback he coached up in Minnesota, Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins was having a lot of interceptions and a lot of mistakes up there, one of the mandates was run the football more with Dalvin Cook. And then once they started running the football more, it actually helped Kirk Cousins tremendously. And that's what I kind of hear from Kevin Stefanski, is the fact that, with Nick Chubb coming back, amping up that running game with the Cleveland Browns, because I think that's where Baker Mayfield is at his best. When the running game is going and you're able to do the things off of that, the play action pass, the rollouts, all the things the Cleveland Browns want to do, then that will help Baker Mayfield as a quarterback. So when I heard that from Kevin Stefanski, that's the first thing I thought was his time up in Minnesota with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it. Lewis, it's a big second half of the season, right? What is at stake, do you think, for the quarterback and for the program in Cleveland?
Yeah, I think, Baker, as far as what's at stake, he can really go ahead and solidify himself as the franchise quarterback for this football team if he's able to string together a bunch of good performances, especially, Greeny, against quality opponents. That's really been the thing that has been holding this team back in terms of people giving them their due and saying, okay, maybe they're getting over the hump. Maybe they're turning the corner. Maybe they are now seriously someone to consider in the North and in the AFC overall. And you know what's interesting is when Damien said that about Kirk Cousins, that's the first thing I thought of too. So I guess great minds think alike, Damien. Look, when I was watching the Vikings tape for getting ready for this week, it is something. Look, that offense that they run up there under Gary Kubiak is Kevin Stefanski. That's his offense that he's running in Cleveland. And you're right, the running game really feeds and kind of helps the passing game grow. And there's no question that when they're calling plays for Baker Mayfield, he is always much better off of play action. He's much better when they move the pocket. Dominique has talked about this in the past, that when they get him outside the pocket and get him clear throwing lanes, he looks much better.
And so, Dominique, let's just make the prediction here. Right now, they're 5-3. If the playoffs began today, they wouldn't make it. Do you think the Browns make the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I don't think they do. I think Lewis started us talking about against good teams, and their schedule so far has been against, or their wins have been against a bunch of not very good teams. And going forward, if they are able to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, maybe they sneak into the back of the playoffs, but I think they're going to drop some of those games. They're absolutely going to lose to the Ravens and Steelers again. Baker Mayfield and that offense scored 7 and 6 points against the Ravens and the Steelers, and only 6 points against the Raiders. I know there was wind and weather conditions last week, but those are the 3 best teams they played, and they couldn't muster very many points against them, no matter how well they ran or how much they tried to run the ball or how much play action or Baker Mayfield out of the pocket they tried to use. So I think it's a little bit of fool's gold at 5-2. I don't think they're as good as that record suggests.
Be interesting to see it. As we looked it over before the show started, there are probably 2 teams in each of the divisions in the AFC who are better than them, including their own. But the schedule, they do